He loves this act. The point here, how would we know that an act is an act of ibadah, act of worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or just worldly affairs of people? The way to know that is basically from the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Okay.
Any order in the Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the believers to do or human beings to do, that means this is an act of worship. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the believers, for example, وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَتَوَكَّلُوا إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ, on Allah, rely on Him, make tawakkul, rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are believers, that means one of the acts of worship is a tawakkul, to rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is not a physical action, it's a deed done by the heart.
Okay.
So this is a ibadah of the heart. And the same thing when it comes to وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا, say to people what is good. This is something to be done by the tongue. So this is an act of worship. أقيموا الصلاة, establish the salah. This is an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is an act of worship done physically with our physical parts and the heart and the tongue also, and so on.
Okay.
So whatever in the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us to do something, then the slave of Allah is alert. This is something that, this is the purpose of our life. This is the worship. Worldly things or things that a person would do in his norm, it can be ibadah. If a person would do it according to the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he would seek rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would reward him, because this is basically the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Allah made him the example to all mankind, and especially for the believers.
Sheikh, I just want to give an example so we can actually illustrate what we're discussing. So, for example, if I go to the bathroom and I don't have any intention, I just go to the bathroom, just a normal act. But at the same time, if I go to the bathroom, but my intention is to go there and to purify myself, to make wudu, and to do an act of worship, what differentiates those two, and what's the difference in reward?
Right, this is a beautiful example because everybody goes to the bathroom. But there's a big difference between the believers and the disbelievers, or those who are forgetful.
Okay.
So for the believers, they go to the bathroom, they have the knowledge of how to go to the bathroom. This is part of our religion. And as one of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, he said that the Prophet ﷺ taught us even how to relieve ourselves. So this is part of our deen. So know how to, the etiquettes of relieving oneself in the bathroom, this makes it a rewardable act. And then for a believer, when they go to the bathroom, they know how to clean themselves, which is part of the religion. They would purify themselves after that, they would make wudu. And for a person to be able to make the salah, we have to be clean from any physical impurities, and we have to be in the state of wudu, the state of purification. So both have to be there. So that's why when a person goes to the bathroom, he cleans himself physically and makes wudu. This is by itself, for the purpose of the salah or reading Quran, or the purpose of just keeping our state of purification, it's a rewardable act.
Okay.
And that's why it's a waste of life when a person would just live his life without focused and seeking rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, learning the way the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have to eat anyway, we have to go to the bathroom anyway, we work, we go out, we go into our homes, we have relationships. So why learn it in the most perfect way? The way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it beautifies it, gives barakah to it, and great rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.